Remember the days when women used to cook, bake, and sew? Well, now, whatever happened to that weaker sex? Seems that one by one, the popular sports have been taken over by the ladies. Coveted laurels have gone to fair damsels on court, links, and rinks. The latest supposedly male pastime to feel the brunt of this feminine invasion and go the way of all sports is bowling. The ladies are becoming pretty successful in mastering bowling spares and strikes. Woman's search for a healthful sport which she could conquer, and one that would literally keep her in shape, seems to have found an answer in the game of 10 pins. Today, the Women's International Bowling Congress, governing 3 million women bowlers, boasts over 100,000 league members. Mother and daughter, yep, and even Grandma herself, as you can see, have torn themselves away from the home and taken over the game of bowling. And they're doing a pretty good job on the pins. High on the list of outstanding bowlers in the women's division, noted for her beauty of form, of course that's bowling form, is Tillie Taylor. Hers is a game that combines all the skill of the experts, plus an ease and gracefulness of delivery that puts her at the top of the heap. And then added to Tillie Taylor's style is a real ability to score. Oh, boy, what beauty of form. And incidentally, a good way to keep it. Women are flocking to the alleys each day to enjoy this new slenderizing exercise. Tillie Taylor is recognized as a great teacher. When she instructs her feminine companions in the proper method of bowling, they're killing the proverbial 2 birds with 1 stone, enjoying the thrill of the sport and keeping the waistline just as it ought to be. Yeah, did you hear that? It's good for the waistline. Well, now, maybe it's too late at that. But just watch Tillie Taylor and see how easy it is. One of the reasons for this lady's national reputation is her timing and relaxation, so essential to good bowling. Uh-oh, my, Miss Taylor, you've convinced her. It looks as if you've got a new recruit. This will probably ruin Tiny's figure. Well, now, Tiny, first pick out a ball to fit those dainty fingers of yours. Yeah, that's right. Now look what you did. You got your finger stuck, Tiny. You're supposed to bowl with it, not wear it. Well, don't give up, Tiny. It's not that hard. You see, selecting the right ball, the ball to fit your hand, is the first step to good bowling. If the bowler's hand is cramped because of the wrong thumb and finger holes, the ball can't be controlled. The easy way to choose the proper one is by testing those thumb and finger holes. Then, when a comfortable ball is found, hold it firmly but not too tightly. Fingers spread slightly on the ball to ensure a steady grip. That allows the bowler to guide the ball as it's released. Oh, you finally got your hand loose, eh, Tiny? Hey, now, wait a minute, Tiny. You can't bowl in high heels. No, you're liable to run up there and slip, and then... Ooh, those splinters. Well, she just put too much reverse spin on the ball. Proper shoes are very desirable in view of the primary importance of footwork in the bowling game. The shoes Tillie Taylor is wearing enable her to have sure footing as she approaches the foul line. Most of the danger of slipping, like Tiny, is avoided. And since crossing the line incurs a penalty of the loss of the ball bowled, these bowling shoes save points and permit her to stop short at will. Shoes are the bowler's insurance against imbalance, for an off-balance bowl is a wasted ball. Now, you've heard of a hook ball in bowling, but have you ever heard of the boogie-woogie? Tiny rushes up to the foul line, bounces the ball. Uh-oh, clear the alleys, here it comes. Rastus the pin boy jitterbugging with it. Out of my way, brother. Here it comes, hopping along, kinda kangarooing its way down the alley. Well, it's a screwball bowled by a screwball. You know, there's a smoothness to the proper bowling delivery from the time the bowler lines the alley up to the actual release of the ball and the follow-through. All seems to be part of one complete motion. The ball rolls onto the alley and doesn't bounce or slide. One of the secrets of bowling is to fix an imaginary line running from the foul line to the pins and have the ball follow that route. The target for the strike is the pocket between the 1 and 3 pins. Then, when hit, the pins seem to topple over as though the 10 pins were 1 pin. Miss Taylor walks rapidly but doesn't run, then slides to the foul line and releases the ball with her left foot forward. Uh-oh, somebody's playing hooky from the sidelines. She just wants to sneak in a few shots to make up for Tiny's performance. Well, after all, somebody's got to uphold the family's honor. Now, don't forget what Miss Taylor showed you. After you've picked the right ball and grip it properly, then you watch... Say, who's doing the instructing around here? This little girl is not only good, but notice what remarkable form she has. Say, maybe you ought to teach Tiny. Even youngsters can enjoy this sport. Bowling is an easy game for all ages, I'd say, when they knock the pins down like that. If that first ball doesn't do the trick and register a strike, the bowler's problem is to come back with a spare. And here are some of the more common second shots. The 1, 3, 6, 10 pin combination. The spot to hit here is between the 1 and 3 pin. And here's the exact opposite combination. This is made by angling the ball from the right side of the alley to hit between the 1 and 2 pins. One of the simple rules for spares is that the bowler must take advantage of the full alley, moving away from every spare and using as much of the width of the alley as possible. For this 10-pin spare, Tillie starts from the far left side of the foul line. The same principle applies to the 7-pin spare. She moves this time to make the shot from right to left. And she never misses. The 3-10 split is known as one of the baby splits. The ball delivered from the left-hand corner to the right side of the 3-pin and then deflecting to take out the 10. Another baby split is this 2-7 combination. The same as the 3-10, except that the ball is delivered from right to left. And right in the groove. Now, a more difficult shot is the 5-7. The angle must be figured closely so that the 5-pin will knock out the 7. I hope. Well, it does. But here's a shot for you. Pins spread all over the alley. Even if you make it, Tillie, I still won't believe it. Well, I still don't believe it. Uh-oh, having duly recovered from the kangaroo or screwball, Tiny this time will go after that 7-pin spare. Let's see what you've learned, Tiny. Why, you've perfected the windmill delivery. Yes, that's good all right, but, well, you got the wrong side of the alley, you know. Now, there's a hook to end all hooks. If the one-alley game becomes too easy for you, Miss Taylor suggests billiard bowling. 3 pins, 2 alleys, nothing up her sleeves, but to get those pins requires spectacular control. Down at the end of this crooked pin tunnel is the 7-pin. It's hard enough to make it by itself, but here's a shot that must take into account meteorological conditions as well as bowling methods. All the skill of a champion concentrating on the most difficult of shots, for the ball must turn the corners with just enough English to take out that 7-pin. Sister, that's bowling. Yes, ma'am, Tillie Taylor, you're really tops among 10-pin topplers.